my name is Colette, and welcome to the Emotional Orphan Project, where we talk about emotionally immature parents and how to heal from the residual trauma to live a more fulfilling life. If that's something that interests you, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and leave a comment down below of topics that you'd like me to cover in the future. Now, today we are going to talk about positive self talk and how it can positively impact your life. So, first things first, how should we define positive self talk? Positive self talk is the practice of consciously transforming your internal dialogue to be more optimistic, encouraging, and supportive. It involves replacing negative and self critical thoughts with affirmations and constructive statements that foster self compassion, resilience, and a healthier mindset. Now, this is really beneficial to people that were raised in emotionally immature households because often that lack of vulnerability, that lack of empathy leads to a negative internal dialogue. And in the long run, that just holds you back from living a more fulfilled life. In my life, I like to think about positive self talk as a way of shifting those negative internal dialogues to a more positive dialogue. So let's go into some ways in which that negative dialogue can shift to a positive dialogue and benefit you. First things first, self esteem. Self esteem is beneficial in all parts of life. So, whether you had an emotionally immature parent or not, cultivating a positive inner monologue will definitely benefit you. So, specifically for someone that was raised in an emotionally immature home, our internal dialogue is built off of the external dialogue we received as children. So this is especially beneficial to people that were raised in emotionally immature households because it serves as a way to shift that negative internal dialogue that we constructed from our childhood to a more positive internal dialogue. Specifically, this is very helpful with my first point of self esteem. Growing up in a household where you don't receive validation for anything positive you did or any level of empathy is the first step to leading to building a negative internal dialogue. Positive self talk can help replace those negative dialogues you learned as a kid into a more positive dialogue that can help build your self esteem. So instead of thinking things like, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, this will never work, shift it to, I'm capable and worthy of love and success. Over time, this practice can help foster a healthier self image and a greater self confidence in your own abilities. Second, a positive internal dialogue or positive self talk can help you regulate your emotions. I believe in the previous video, I talked about how emotionally immature parents lack the ability and the skills to regulate their own emotions. So that trickles down to the child. And oftentimes, people that were raised in those types of households also don't have the skills to regulate their own emotions. This can lead to a paralyzing sense of anxiety and frees you instead of prompting you to look for solutions to your problems. Learning how to use positive self talk in these situations can reduce the feelings of anxiety and overwhelmingness and lead to a more balanced emotional response. It can also give you that space to start looking for more solutions instead of beating yourself up inside. So, what does positive self talk look like in this situation? When you're anxious, instead of saying, I can't handle this, this is too much, I'll never be able to make it through, switch it to, I am strong, I'm resilient, and I can handle anything. I can handle whatever comes my way. Positive self talk is also very, very, very beneficial when it comes to instating boundaries. I personally know in my own life, I didn't have a concept of what boundaries were until I was about 25. And even then, I didn't know how to institute them into my own friendships, romantic relationships, relationships with family, etc. I just had no idea how to use them because inside I was always telling myself, if I do this, if I anger this person, they'll leave. And my fear of abandonment often would override my need to have a healthy relationship where I was seen and heard and cared for. Positive self talk can shift that mindset. It can make you realize that you are worthy of that healthy relationship and you are worthy of someone that can respect your boundaries because they care to see you happy. So, what does that look like in reality? Instead of in your mind saying, I can't do this, I can't say that to them, they'll be upset, shift that to, it's okay to set boundaries to protect my well being. I'm worthy of somebody seeing my boundaries and respecting them because they care for me. Things like this over time will not only shift your self esteem, but allow you to see that setting boundaries is not a bad thing. And if somebody cares for you, they'll respect them. In the end, this will lead to a more fulfilling and balanced relationship and reduce the likelihood. It can also help with problem solving skills. And we already kind of covered this in anxiety, but I just wanted to double back on problem solving skills, because that anxiety that will cripple you and keep you from seeking solutions is another way that negative self talk holds you back. So, in addition to reducing anxiety, it also leads to a more effective and confident decision making. So, instead of saying, I can't do anything right, I always get things wrong, this never goes right when I try it, try to find ways to say, instead say, I can find a way to solve this problem. I can do this. I can do this in steps. Somebody did this before me and it was possible. Therefore, it's possible for me to do it. And lastly, as with the first point, this is beneficial for anyone, whether you're somebody that was raised in an emotionally immature home or not. Positive self talk can help you cultivate gratitude. So, in all of the statements, when you're shifting from a negative situation to a positive situation, you're shifting from lack to gratitude. You're shifting from worrying about what you don't have to appreciating what you do have in the present moment. And overall, cultivating gratitude enhances the overall happiness and life satisfaction. So, like I said, anyone can benefit from this, whether you had perfectly empathetic parents or not. So, an example of this is shifting from nothing ever goes right for me, I always do things wrong, to I'm grateful for the good things in my life and the progress that I'm making. Cultivating a positive inner monologue and utilizing positive self talk will help you live and appreciate the now instead of living in the past and being upset for what you didn't have or what you thought you deserved. Overall, by integrating positive self talk into daily life, people that grew up in emotionally immature households can begin to heal old wounds and build a stronger sense of self. They can also improve their mental health in many ways, improve relationships, and just have an overall better appreciation for life. So, thank you for watching this vlog. All of these tips are things that I've used in my personal life, and I hope they'll be beneficial to you and yours. And like I said at the very beginning, if this topic interests you, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and leave a comment below of something you'd like to hear about in the future. Thank you.